Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Risk of Rain 2, where today we will be playing as everybody's favorite flying wizard robot, and don't bother telling me that she's not a robot because I am not listening. I think she's fun to play, her abilities are cool, and we didn't manage to unlock any of her alternate stuff on the last run, so she seems like a good candidate for this episode. It seems like it should be really easy to get a 20 enemy multi-kill if we just get a situation where there are 20 enemies together, because the nanobomb does very good work. And then while doing that, we will probably get orbital bombardment for free, right? Just like jump before you throw the bomb. Also, obviously, we could get this by just hovering around and shooting fire at people or whatever. This seems like it will maybe require our build to get off the ground in a pretty extreme way. Maybe we can do that. And I'm not necessarily saying, of course, that we will unlock all this other stuff today, but these are things to aim toward, things to keep an eye out for opportunities for. So I feel really good about the direction of the series so far. Like we're doing good progress on Mithrix, and perhaps most importantly, I'm still having a really good time trying and failing and slowly making progress, or at least what feels like progress, over and over again. Boy, where are all of the things? I would like to make some money. Aha! Opportunity. Wow, actually, the wisp projectile has a considerable amount of knockback. It usually doesn't matter that much, because, you know, you're usually on the ground when you get hit by it. I guess she's always a little bit vulnerable to push, it looks like, on account of the hovering, I assume. So I do think we stand a little bit better of a chance against Mithrix with a character who has, you know, mostly ranged attacks. Honestly, I think Multi, with his default weapon set, is probably really good against Mithrix. We were just in a little bit of an awkward situation with our saw. Alright, not necessarily a huge fan of opening with the bandolier. I mean, I guess it'll allow us to throw more bombs. Actually, if we get another ammo box drop here before I forget, we should probably look at how it affects the cooldown, or the charges rather, on our mouse 1 attack. Because if picking up one of the ammo boxes completely refills our attack charges, that's interesting, right? That gives it some useful utility. We are definitely doing this. Nope, I do have to... I kind of figured I'd be able to do that from a little bit further away than it turns out I am able to do it from. Okay, Well, we do have a source of a fire debuff right away. Does the freeze... I'm not going to be able to hit him with that. What am I doing? I wonder if the freeze puts up a debuff when it freezes people. Because if it does, then this character's probably pretty good for activating the death mark. If not, we'll have to figure something out. But I like the idea of it, at least. Alright, hopefully that will do enough damage to kill something over there. It looks like it did not, in fact. Also, man, the art for her attacks is real good. It's very compelling. Alright, hold on. Let's try to freeze this guy and see if we can... Oh, no, I instantly killed him with it. Well, sort of a double-edged sword, that. He jumped over my attack. How dare you? Alright, you guys, here we go. The elite will survive. It looks like no, it actually does not debuff them. So we have access to an easy source of fire, but fire is one of the debuffs that, you know, is already trivial to get. So if we want to make this death mark work, we're going to be on the lookout for something that has an unusual debuff associated with it. Oh, hold on. An ammo box dropped. Let's fire off all these charges. Okay, it looks like the ammo box gave us back one charge of our left click, which is not very impressive. I suppose, you know what, it is probably pretty good with the flamethrower. Because we'll tend to use the flamethrower when we're very close to people anyway, so it'll be easy to pick up the boxes. And it does have, it does do quite a lot of damage with a relatively long cooldown. You know, for For a skill in this game, it's a long cooldown. I don't think a Berserker's Pauldron is going to be very good for us, sadly. So is the thing in here, maybe? Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm seeing embers. Alright. I mean, I guess let's go grab the one chest that we saw out here, and then we'll just hit the teleporter and leave as soon as it's over. Actually, I guess this was not a full chest. There we go. There's one, though. Crowbar seems excellent. On so many enemies, we're going to open with a nano bomb. The crowbar seems like a really, really powerful item. Yeah, that's not a bad start. Wow, I hate the number of elites we are seeing here. Never mind, problem solved. Turns out it was never really an issue. Ah, that's a bad place to land for my jump. I think the Artificer's Kit is so cool. I don't know if it's necessarily the most effective thing in the universe, but it's very cool. I still haven't actually watched any good players play this game. I'm still sort of in my discovery phase, so I don't know who we, as a community, who we have agreed is good. Boy, attack speed just seems really awful on this character, right? A little bummed out about our boss drop here. Okay, good to know. Cover doesn't seem to protect enemies from the damage from our explosive, which feels a little unfair. I'd be very upset were I them. Fortunately, the enemies do not have access to the balance feedback forums. Unless some Doki Doki Literature Club nonsense happens. There it is. So I'm trying to think, are there any lunar items that I would be really excited to see here? Probably not, honestly. We do have a bunch of items that I think are okay at best. Really, the crowbar is the only thing we have that I'm terribly interested in. So, we could recycle into a ukulele and then recycle the 4 greens we have plus the ukulele into the extra life. That doesn't necessarily feel great, and I don't think a ukulele is all that good here. The flamethrower hits a bunch of times really fast. You know, the ukulele might be alright. I kind of want the cautious slug for... especially for the void field. I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna take any of this stuff. Do we want to take the effigy? Boy, I don't even remember what this one is. Have we ever used this one? Actually, I'm not... Hold on. We're gonna... Mercurial? I don't think I've ever seen this. Randomly create a ward of power. All characters deal bonus damage while in the ward. Oh. No, I've definitely never seen that before. Okay, we'll experiment with it. Hey Newt, how's it going? Alright, to the void field with us. Boy, it takes a little while for the jetpack to slow your falling. It seems like you stop it erases all fall damage the moment that the descent starts to slow, based on my very limited playtime with the character. But it's quite a slow tail. I wonder how much bonus damage. I wish that the in-game tooltips showed numbers. I have no idea how effective this this ward is, or how dangerous. Like, can I get this over there? Almost good enough. Obviously, each one of these guys that we kill is XP and stuff, so it is worth putting in the effort even to kill the ones that are not direct dangers to us. This is a nice easy start, though. Let's hope all of the cells go this easily. Oh, that was... didn't actually manage to get it down there. Okay, so we've got our ward down. Looks like in area it's a little bit smaller than like a little bit smaller than a war banner, and it does not last forever. Okay, gasoline's fine. So it does not play particularly like it doesn't really help us get our death mark accomplished or anything, but it's still a fine item. Alright, let's let the cautious slug get us back up here. Boy, it takes a while for that to kick in, huh? Crowbars. Okay, it's a little dangerous. So it can drop quite far away from us. We're going to have to be very wary about the position of this. Seems like the kind of thing that could get you accidentally killed, but also, depending on the numbers, might be, like, extremely valuable. Which, you know, that's a good high value for a lunar item. Half of them just make your run worse without giving you any real benefit in return, because the upsides and the drawbacks are not necessarily well balanced. I mean, certainly not for each character. Number one most important thing is that we just never allow any enemy to touch us ever again. Hear them. I know they're around here. Oh. Like right there, perhaps. Alright. Never mad to have some crit glasses. It's like there's a really good example of what I was talking about. The jetpack had just engaged, so it did cancel our fall damage, even though it hadn't actually changed our fall speed almost at all. Okay, so Lemurians could be dangerous. They have a ranged attack. They will actually get to hit us some of the time. And they have the crowbar, and they might be able to get the bonus from our spine thingy. I have already forgotten its name. You know, that spine. Went to the store and bought myself a spine, just like you do. Where the hell are all the... There's one. That was definitely overkill. Or overshooting. There are certainly some enemies. 131, okay. So now we're going to shoot an enemy from outside the zone. Wait for the buff to wear off. Nope, never mind. You know, honestly, that could be alright, considering how close to enemies we have to get to use the flamethrower. The focus crystal might actually be good damage for us. Do we see the thing? There it is. So we deal 131 when standing in the zone. We will hit something from not in the zone here, and hopefully it'll be clear enough what the benefit is, what the actual numerical benefit is. Tri-tip daggers, okay. Still dangerous. I didn't really see the number. Wait, 68? Is that what that said? Okay, well, I randomly got a crit. Come on. 86, okay. So from 86 damage to 131 damage, obviously, is a pretty significant difference. Which means that enemies that are in one of these zones are like a huge danger. But on the whole, I don't think I'm unhappy with this. I would maybe be a little bit happier with it if we were playing a character who had better defensive options, like the Engineer Shield. But it's fine, just don't get hit, right? That's all I have to pull off. Stun grenades. It feels like proc stuff is just kind of bad. There we go. Right, given the infrequency of our main attack. I guess if we use the flamethrower more often, we use the flamethrower like a lot, proc stuff could still be good. I wonder if attack speed has any effect on anything we do. Like, it might... Some characters... attack speed is not just about increasing the frequency of hits with your mouse 1. Like, the Commando's ultimate does more shots if you have higher attack speed. I really thought that just a short click there was going to kill him. Ah, imps. Imps could be dangerous. Imps already hit relatively hard for an enemy that's like actually pretty hard to keep off of you. So a combination of tri-tip dagger and crowbar could be a real problem. And again, we don't have any quick escapes, so if one teleports up onto us before I notice him, we are just gonna get murked. That said, we're here during the earliest part of the difficulty bar, so enemy scaling is still pretty under control. Okay, not necessarily a huge victory for us. I mean, I guess it'll help us get from cell to cell quickly. But we have a few green items that I wouldn't mind grinding. To be perfectly honest, at this point, if we found a green printer that had an item in it that was even kind of good, I would just hit it. Old War Stealth Kit. Okay, that's not a big deal. Enemies don't really get much benefit from turning invisible after we hit them for a large amount of damage. Yep, that's a big hit. Damn. Yeah, I think as long as we are aggressive with our flamethrower usage, it seems like we'll probably still be able to get reasonable use out of proccing things. So the Old War Stealth Kit is definitely triggering on some enemies that haven't taken damage yet, like we saw there. No, bad. We saw there that like a beetle got stealth kitted when a Lemurian near him got hit really hard. So I guess it has, like, it's not just if you get hit by a big attack, but it's if a big attack, like, lands near you. Hopu Feather is fine, I guess? We're not exactly killing it on items here. Obviously, I'm happy to have the glasses. I also want to get this headdress off because it looks ridiculous. Look at this, it's just clipping right through my sunglasses. It's terrible. It's ruining my whole aesthetic. Okay, Bighorn Bison. That's a danger. I guess this is a situation where the Hopu Feather will actually be really helpful. Because if we hear one get close and we don't know where it is, we can just We can just double jump and then hover around for a minute until we get our bearings. Ow. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about how this this lunar item is going to work out in practice. Oh, good. Another Berserker's Pauldron. Cool. Do we see... Nope. Alright, well, it's probably up there somewhere. Let's give myself a second to regen. Man, after multi, everybody feels so fast. And I mean, I know we have 2 sprint things and also a red whip, but on top of that, I don't know if multi's actually slower than the other characters, or if it's just like he's big and so he feels slow. This is definitely a real thing that happens in some video games. There are a lot of people, when Apex Legends came out, there were a lot of people who didn't like playing Gibraltar because they insisted that Gibraltar was slower than the other characters. Despite the fact that all of the characters in the game moved at the same speed. And it was largely, what it was that Gibraltar is larger, and it's a first-person game, and your, the height of the viewport is not standardized. It's where the character's head is. So Gibraltar had you slightly further off the ground, and that was making people feel like he was moving slower. It was a very strange phenomenon, I thought. Man, it's basically like having a little Prion accumulator. It's like, what if you had a Prion accumulator on a 4-second cooldown? What if you were always accumulating? Never, ever stop accumulating. Yeah, the fact that the invisibility thing does not hide the location of the debuffs bar makes the Old War Stealth Kit even worse for our enemies. Alright, this is where things could get a little weird, because this is the red item. They got double healing. Okay. I'm fine with that. See that Lemurian did actually benefit from the Leech Seed a little bit. And I guess twice as much as he otherwise would have on account of his very good antlers. I have no idea why I suddenly just flew up into the air so much. Did I get knocked up by something? Okay, that got a little close, actually. Alright, now I am the one with the doubled healing. This is fine. It's not the most exciting red item, but it is totally fine. There we go. So we got a couple of good items here, and we got a lot of good green grinder fodder, which is nice. You know, if you find a green item printer with the right things in it, it can be a big deal. You know, one thing I'm realizing I'm not clear on is the Leech Seed says it gives you Harvester's Scythe. The Leech Seed says that it gives you health for each time you damage an opponent, right? I don't know if it heals you on damage over time ticks. Like if our fire effects will tick healing at us or not. And it's probably not a thing that's actually going to be super easy to test. Yeah, the red whip's okay, I guess. So I would love to have opened that chest, but there are no enemies spawning anywhere. Well, I guess let's go find the teleporter and then we'll make some decisions. Okay, it's a little awkward trying to turn in the air. There are definitely beetles spawning behind us now. Or at least, they were certainly making the noises of beetles spawning. There we go. We finally found something to kill. Well, we're at Fire and Chrono Bubble already. As far as debuffs go, we might be able to get this Death Mark online. Will that work? Yeah, he'll just crash into that. I feel like we're getting pretty lucky. We're seeing crits more often than our equipment should necessarily be giving them to us. Ah, okay, here's our teleporter. Well, we're at 936. I don't think we need to push the teleporter just yet. I'm gonna explore a little bit more. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff left to open, but mostly I'm thinking, you know, it'd be pretty neat if we could find a gold statue. I feel like meat is one of those items where you're always like, oh, okay, sure. Fine, that item's okay. I could benefit from one of those. I will say I wish that I wish float wasn't just jump, so it wasn't just hold jump in the air, because that does give it some weird interactions with the Hopu feather. Tougher times, or, ooh, you know what? If we're gonna go for this thing, I wonder if... I don't remember exactly what the death mark says. We don't need to do that. But that's good to know. I didn't realize that the Newt altar could spawn there. I don't remember exactly what the death mark says. My guess is that it says debuffs, and that the thing applied by our spine is classified as a buff and not a debuff, and as such will not help toward the death mark. But, you know, maybe the game will be programmed in a way that is merciful to the players, and we will in fact benefit. We already know that this is not generally the way the game rolls. So thus far, it seems like when one of those spine things has appeared not directly on top of us, it has been in the direction we were traveling when it spawned. So we might be able to control it a little bit if we're thoughtful about that. It does just sort of feel like a lot of items are kind of crummy on this character, though, huh? Just thinking about, like, the sticky bombs, again, are really just, like, flamethrower stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at the cowardice. There's still some, there's still some pretty rare items we could get that, that would apply another debuff. This 116. Alright, so the Harvester's Scythe gives you healing on crits, and it also, interestingly, it doesn't say it in this item description, but in the one in the logbook, it definitely does mention that it also gives you more crit chance. I think it's 5%. Again, they should fix the the versions of the item descriptions that appear in game, because they are bad. They are bad and too low information. Alright, I'm fairly confident we are not missing anything major here. So I just armored up through that, which seems to have worked, but will not be available the next time, so let's maybe get the job done here. You know, that classic weapon against stone, a fire. Nothing stones hate more than a fire. So yeah, the amount of armor you get from this equipment is really quite significant. I pretty much never use this thing, but it's not like because this is a bad item, it's because I dramatically undervalue defense. You know, listen, there's one thing, if there's one negative trait you certainly cannot ascribe to me, it is inconsistency. In all games, I have great disdain for defense and always love murder. It's like death is the ultimate status effect, you know? Yeah, wow, we're, it really feels like we are getting a lot of crits. Alright, what are we at? 1553? Let's just go. I find myself moving real slow on camera. Way slower than when I'm playing by myself. I think it's a lack of focus. This is how I blame you guys. How I blame you guys for my play. At 118. There's not even anything particularly interesting in that one. If this game is anything like the previous game, then it's on the higher difficulty, it's going to be, like, very unsafe to move slowly. So if we ever want to actually play on Monsoon, it's probably important that I get in the habit of keeping it moving. Cautious Slug is not a terribly exciting print. Ooh, a grinder. Okay. We have a number of items that I am willing to grind. Is that a chest? No, okay. It's just that the ground over here kind of looks like a chest sometimes. So I don't think these pauldrons are doing much for us. I don't think this guy's doing much for us. Unless that one gives some crit too. I don't think it... It certainly doesn't say it in the item description. I don't like our bandolier very much. And I think that might be all I grind for now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grind the book too. The rest of this stuff I'll keep though. Alright, so we have 5 green scrap. We are ready. We are ready to find a cool green item printer. What's a green item that I want? Yeah, what's a green item that I actually want this many copies of? Tough question. Maybe like... Honestly, the air-to-ground thing would be probably no better than fine with this character. The missiles. I think I probably do want a crowbar, although a tougher times is also interesting. I'm gonna take the crowbar. I don't know, the tougher times might have been the right call there. On a character where we have so few defensive options, and like, basically no panic buttons. Alright, not a huge fan of the syringe. I mean, it's not nothing, right? We can fire off our fireballs a little faster, but it's already the case that they come out so quickly that they're almost entirely limited by the cooldown that it just seems like kind of a waste of an item slot. Yeah, I would like to open this. There's a chest down there on the ramp. Oh god. Hey, I saw the deathmark thing go up there. Saw the skull. What was the... Does the nanobomb create a special debuff? That guy definitely got deathmarked. Alright, we'll keep an eye out for it. I'm trying to think, we don't have anything else that's causing... No, we should not be getting any other debuffs. Also, man, I'd be so excited to have this many soldier syringes just coming out of nowhere on most characters. It's a real bummer that this is happening now. I don't think I'm going to open that. I don't know what I would be hoping for, you know? Okay, looks like we have looted this area out. Ooh, okay. I don't think I'm going to just pull on the glasses thing blind here, but, you know, there is a grinder on the stage. We are definitely going to hit that. I wish I had just a little bit more jump height. Now let's really quickly check this platform and then go hit the button. And then after we finish the boss fight, we'll go and grind up 4 soldier syringes into 4 glasses, which is a pretty great trade for us. And honestly, we may grind more than that. We'll see. That's the healing leech. It's probably better to keep the elephant, right? It's better to not take the damage than it is to take the damage and then heal it off. But I don't know, honestly that seems pretty close to me. Okay, float. That keeps firing before I'm ready to fire it. Like, just so it's clear, I am not making the choice to fire that so early. It's just kind of going off, and I'm not 100% clear why. Okay, that one... Let me hold that one. Oof, I thought I was high enough up. God, I can't finish the job. Okay, there we go. One down. Well, if you insist. Stealth kit. You know, a stealth kit's alright. I don't mind having one of these. We're definitely getting to the part of the game where it might be possible for us to just get 20 enemies all in the same place. Might be a thing that's worth letting enemies spawn and run around for on the next biome. Okay, that's under control. They got that. Oh wait, what am I doing? Wait, no, the grinder is down here. That's right. I had temporarily switched the position of the grinder and the glasses printer in my head, I think. Ooh. Okay, that's very exciting. Glad I noticed the chest. Eventually, you know. Okay, so. You guys in. Is there anything else we want to drop while we're here? Now, I think the rest of the stuff we've picked up since we made our last set of grinding decisions is pretty solid. But it is really valuable to go glasses. Let's also grind this. I think I'm going to grind the war banner. It's not, like, horrible, but I don't think we really need it. I actually really like our mobility. I'm not going to grind any of our mobility stuff. So what, we're going to be at 70% crit plus the axe. I'm going to grind also... Here, I'm going to get rid of these. Maybe that's a bad idea, but I want 9 glasses. Okay. I feel like we're going to be in a pretty effective place here after this. Time to mash E. Boy, it really doesn't let you do this very quickly, does it? I mean, this has got to put us in a pretty effective position, right? Think about how much these nanobombs are going to hit for. This is certainly going to make it easier to get that multi-kill. This is actually the fastest we can do this. Why do I have the fresh meat just strapped to my chest? That's not how meat is used. Well, you know what? This is just more evidence for my theory that the Artificer is definitely a robot. What do robots know about meat? I ask you. So we have a lot of mobility, which is a kind of defense, but I'm not gonna lie, I would feel a little more secure if we had just like some more raw HP. HP would be nice. I was hoping the explosion would be big enough to catch them. Usually if you deal a little bit of damage to the vultures, you can get them to come down. Apparently not in this case. We're just gonna leave quickly here. Alright, I love a happiest mask ghost contraption. Because, man, contraptions are really good at killing things that are airborne, as we often see with them murdering all of our drones. So, crowbar printer, not too likely to get used. Although we do, I guess, have access to another grinder. want to try not to worry too much about the random ambient enemies. I mean, obviously the jellyfish are going to blow themselves up, which is, you know, it's a little bit of a shame, I suppose. But we're going to try to let a lot of things gather up for teleporter time. Ah! I just got jump scared by a bird. Oh, that's not a good direction to go in. Backup magazine seems pretty alright, actually. So we know where the teleporter is already. Maybe I should just hit it. Oh, we should probably clear out the other boss before worrying about that. We'll just armor through this. Yeah, that's a lot of damage reduction. Alright, yeah, I think I am just gonna hit this. We'll buy all of our items and stuff after we fight the boss. The only thing that might be like bad about that is that I may have missed out on an opportunity to challenge the mountain, but I'm not gonna stress about it too much. Wow, that's a lot of birds. Fortunately, the magma worm gave us a really nice impact surface. Ah, didn't have another jump left. I had spent both of my jumps already. I don't know if our beetle is an ice elite. I don't know if he will actually create a freezing zone when he dies. And I also don't know whether a freezing zone created by him would actually affect us, because it totally might. Wow, I'm doing just some fantastic work here. Not so good against aerial threats. Alright, let's make some money. Make some money, let's spend some money. Bad choices there. A second red whip is not very exciting. Like, I think the red whip is at its best in the phase of the game we're in now, where you will often get a boss immediately upon spawning into a place to earn a whole bunch of money, and then you can run around and quickly spend the money. Infusion versus air-to-ground missiles versus the... Oh boy. This is actually kind of tough. I think we probably need the health. But I think that there were a lot of interesting options there. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Physics, what is going on here? I'm pressing forward as hard as I can. Yeah, why can I not change directions? Jesus. That was pretty weird. Nope. Alright. Also, it really seems like we're getting jumps of different heights. Our jump height is very inconsistent. Which I think has a little something to do with us not being able to get that, not being able to get the 15 enemies while you're in the air thing in the middle of that fight. Because I really feel like I double jumped and hovered as long as I could, and it just did not, we did not get up very high. Obviously, we could jump off of something instead of just double jumping up from the ground and probably be a little closer to assured. Nope, not a single one of those hit. Wonderful. Well, we certainly have things that are worth grinding. We should probably visit the grinder and get out of here. The grinder was over here, right? Oh, maybe I've forgotten. It is possible. Oh, no, it was in the cave. There we are. Alright. I don't think Squid Turret is any good. The Squid Turrets just really don't seem to do any damage. It's possible that that's one of those ones where, like, if you stack it up a little bit, it gets really powerful. But I have no interest in keeping it around to find out. I don't need this. And then that might be it. I think that's it. We have 7 green scrap. Would be really cool to find a green... You know what? I'm going to use our 1 white scrap on that brooch, I think. Oh, hold on. Hold on now. A drone. Actually, you know... Oh, I actually ran out of money. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to use our white scrap on that. It would be best if we could find a machine that is going to print us something that we could use against Mithrix. No, scrap... a barrier brooch, sadly, does not fit that description. Alright, so as dangerous as it is, this might be a really good map for, for gathering up a huge number of enemies. Although I guess there is the concern that there aren't so many small enemies here. Like, it's going to be harder for us to kill 20 things all at once because this is like children and, or parents rather, and contraptions and mini mushes. All of which have a considerable amount of health. I mean, maybe we should loop. I'm on the lookout for the boss that I assume, you know, should be around here. Because obviously it would be nice to start by just killing the boss and making all that money I was talking about. Well, I certainly don't need more Chrono Bubble. Or that, probably. Oh good, what a good idea this was. Ow, my face. Well, they do perfectly lead you with that third shot, don't they? You just gotta reverse direction. Also, here's an elite parent, who for some reason seems to want to kill the other enemies. Come on. Almost. Okay. One of those guys down is going to be very helpful. Oh, that almost worked. I mean, it's definitely a good biome for being able to build up a huge number of enemies all in one place, right? Okay, well, we should now be able to buy stuff from all of these item stands. I still don't have any idea what the fourth debuff was that we applied to that one clay gunner to get him to suffer the debuff. Alright. I'm just fighting because it's fun to fight here. This is not a good use of our time. The bloodlust is where they get you. Well, I hear the boss. It's just a magma worm who elected to hide from us for a while. But did I? I did. There it is. It's nice to be able to move this fast. We should probably kill the magma worm. I was kind of hoping he would, like, come over here. You know, usually it feels like the boss is chasing you. Oh, alright, that's fine. I guess it's true that the flying rocks are a greater danger to things that have larger bodies. I am a little worried about how long it's taking to kill these magma worms. How many shots of our big overpowered grenade. Makes me concerned that maybe I do not, in fact, have the damage output for the thing that we're doing here. Ah! Okay, that took a nice chunk out of him. Alright. Boss down. We probably, given the way he was behaving there, could have just ignored him and gone for the teleporter. But my suspicion is that what we actually would have seen is... We're gonna loop. I want to get these achievements. My suspicion is that what we would have seen is the new boss spawns and then the magma worm makes a beeline for us. Because that is the thing that would suck the most to happen. So of course that's what would occur. Alright, being able to fly is actually pretty good against parents. Maybe one of the worst mobs in the game against a flying player. Oh, I want so badly for there to be fewer things in the air. Yeah, unfortunately, there are wisps all over the place that are preventing me from maintaining... well, this is bad. There are wisps all over the place that are preventing me from maintaining height because they're shooting us from above, and the huge amount of impulse that their attack generates is pushing us downward. Okay, we are definitely like generating a situation here where I'm gonna try not to kill things for a minute. See if we can generate a situation where we have enough. You know what? I think our drones are killing wisps. I was thinking for a second there that we might actually be able to get 20 things together to kill. I don't exactly know what a multi-kill is. Like, it's kill a bunch of enemies in quick succession, right? But like, I wish I had a better sense of exactly how quick we need to be. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. Ow. Oh, cool, a leptin daisy. I'm so happy. I thought that cloud of wisps might be good enough. It's alright, we'll get there. Do we want to spend a moment looking around? Because we have all this money now. And probably we didn't buy everything. At this point in the game, a guillotine sounds pretty alright, actually. We are definitely in the part of the game where the guillotine starts to become a really good item. We could do this all day. Alright, there we go. Well, sure, you know what I needed was more mobility. Is anyone ever excited to receive a wax quail? It really does feel like a huge number of the items in the game are things that want you to be hitting a lot of times, doesn't it? Like, we have a bunch of stuff here that's not really that exciting. Like, even a leech seed wouldn't really be that exciting on this character because you just don't deal enough instances of damage. Let's go boss hunting real fast. And I do mean real fast. Maybe we didn't start with the boss up. Would be pretty weird though, right? Nope, we found it. Nope. I'm gonna intentionally throw this away from the enemies. We're gonna try to let some enemies build up here. This is a nice small arena for them. Doesn't really seem like we're accumulating that much more. But in theory, they should keep spawning, right? We're certainly not at 15, though. Alright, well, here come the drones. We're about to lose our opportunity. Ah! Stupid wisps pushed me into the wall. Alright, let's take care of this guy and go buy stuff and hit the teleporter, and we'll just try to get it during the teleporter event. It's really weird that they would design a whole type of elite where the idea is that it makes other enemies invisible, but then they wouldn't bother to make invisibility a thing that actually works for the enemies because of the health bars being visible at all times. Real strange decision making. Oh, this is not ideal. I wonder... Alright, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run and hope that my drones disengage a little bit. Try to lure some of these guys out here. Basically, just try to keep them alive as much as possible. I will take a tougher times. That seems all right at this juncture. And then of these, boy, I guess I don't think any of those are very fun. Just gonna try to let enemies build up in this area for a minute. You know, honestly, I'm kind of liking the elephant. I think the elephant's a good fit for us. We have a lot of our offensive options kind of figured out. Alright, lots and lots and lots of enemies have spawned. I might be overdoing it, honestly. This is like a huge amount of stuff that is up right now. Beetle Queen. You can hide from the Beetle Queen for a minute while we wait for more things to show up. A lot of stuff should be on the way here already. And then my plan is to get up there, double jump off of that, and hover, and see if we can't put together a couple of these things. I hate that guy, though. Not a big fan of that guy. But it doesn't seem like all of those beetles that were up above us don't actually seem to be showing up, huh? Okay, this guy I feel comfortable just getting rid of. I hate to be impatient, but at some point we do have to kill these bosses. It seems like a lot of the enemies that should be up and spawned just, I don't know, disappeared or something? Let's run away for a second here. Maybe our drones are more combat effective than I was giving them credit for, and they actually killed a lot of the stuff. Okay. Beetle Queen's down. That's definitely the most dangerous thing that's happening here. Okay, here we found all the enemies. Unfortunately, it is kind of a lot of wisps. There we go. We got one of them, at least. It's not only kind of a lot of wisps, but kind of a lot of elite wisps. The prevalence of elites does make it a little bit harder to get that 20 enemy multi-kill. Buy this drone as well. In theory, there should be like another drone or two around here somewhere, right? We definitely had more drones than this, but unfortunately I have no idea where they died. Here's one. God, the spooky elites really have a lot of health. Oh, that's a shame. That was really close. Oh, and then we died from something. Apparently I was killed by a Lemurian. Does it say on here? No, it doesn't actually tell you what hit killed you. I'm curious if I got shot in the back or if I stumbled across one of those little zones those elites put down that I just didn't notice somehow. Alright, orbital bombardment. Let's go have a look at it. Burst into the sky, dealing 800% damage. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Let's see it in action, because that description tells us nothing. Though, I mean, the way that's worded, it sounds to me like it only damages stuff above you, which cannot be the case, right? So, let's go find something to kill. Alright. Interesting that you have to have already done the flying thing to to get this, so you want to be real close to him. Yeah, 800% damage. It's like fine. Let's try it in a group of wisps. It doesn't really hit that large of an area. The cooldown's not super short. You have to be basically in melee range to use it. I don't know, man. This doesn't seem like a very good skill to me. Especially in the context of it replacing Flamethrower, which not only does a huge amount of damage very quickly, but also puts up a whole lot of stacks of fire. Does it say on it... Let's get this version of it. Nope, it does not, in fact, give any indication of how much damage the fire debuff deals. But yeah, 1700 damage straight up, like, very quickly. I don't... Some of these seem like clear upgrades, and then some of them are just baffling a little bit to me. Well, in any case, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to keep trying to unlock stuff. Well, listen, we'll get to Mithrix. I'm not in any real hurry. I'm still having a ton of fun just running around playing the game. So yeah, we'll try to unlock some stuff. Maybe we'll kill Mithrix. We'll see. And we'll see you then.